Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A 46-year-old man's hospitalized with serious injuries after an ATV crash. Another rider traveling in front of the crash victim faces charges.
Illinois workers get extra time off. We'll explain if you're covered by a new law and when it takes effect.
And plans for International Women's Baseball Center's new home in Rockford raise excitement. A world-renowned architect joins an all-star team of organizers. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. An Ogle County man's arrested and another man is hurt after an ATV crash.
Early Sunday morning, deputies were called to the intersection of Chicago Avenue and North Maple Avenue in Davis Junction to reports of a crash. Investigators say 46-year-old Michael Ritchie was driving an ATV westbound on Chicago Avenue when it entered a ditch and overturned multiple times. He was taken to a local hospital. At last check, Ritchie was in serious condition. 31-year-old Ryan Brantley of Stillman Valley was traveling in front of Ritchie, also on an ATV. Brantley's charged with driving under the influence. He's being held in the Ogle County Jail. The crash is still under investigation.
A missing Belvidere man's been found safe. Anthony Thunsavath was reported missing 2 weeks ago. Friday, family made contact with the 30-year-old. He was found out of state. Family members say they met with Anthony and say he is in good physical and mental health. When he was reported missing, his family was afraid he didn't have his needed medications.
Starting next week, the Perryville Road bridge over Interstate 39 and Bypass 20 in Cherry Valley will be closed. That's due to a $200 million construction project. Construction will require the closure of Perryville Road between Mill and Armour Drive starting March 20th. A marked detour will offer motorists two options: Harrison Avenue, Mulford Road, and Linden Road, or Harrison Avenue and Mill Road. Motorists should expect occasional lane closures and shifts on I-39 during construction. The $8 million Perryville Road project will replace the existing bridge with a new structure that will accommodate the widening of I-39 under the bridge. The new bridge also will be wider than the existing structure. The project's expected to be completed by December 1st.
A new law in Illinois gives hourly workers the chance to earn paid time off. Governor Pritzker signed the bill today. It requires employers to give their workers time off based on the hours worked. Most will get a minimum of 5 days a year. Time off can be used for any reason. Employees need to work someplace for 90 days before they can start taking time.
Too many people can't afford to miss even a day's pay. But then crises arise. Sometimes seemingly small, sometimes catastrophic. And they live in fear of losing income vital to their family's survival.
Everyone deserves this peace of mind. And I say this not only as your lieutenant governor, but also as a working mom and a former caregiver.
Seasonal workers, federal employees, and people who work part-time for colleges will be exempt. The new law takes effect January 1st. Catholics around the world are in the middle of Lent. That means restrictions on eating meat every Friday. St. Patrick's Day, with its traditional corned beef and cabbage meal, falls on a Friday this year.
Jess Lipson spoke with the Rockford diocese today. And Jess, that restriction will be temporarily lifted?
Eric, Mimi, that's right. At the front of their minds was how to honor the holiday in the most respectful way. This does come at a cost, but that cost is giving back to the community.
When St. Patrick's Day falls on a Friday, we want to honor those cultural roots.
This year, some people weren't sure if they'd be able to feast on corned beef during St. Patrick's Day. That's because Catholics are restricted from meat on Fridays during Lent.
So Jesus died on a Friday, and it's always been the Christian tradition that then, in remembrance of his crucifixion, Friday would be the day we kind of sacrifice or offer something up. So the church says meat is so attached to feasting and has a festal character that on the Fridays of Lent that we would abstain from that.
But Bishop David Malloy of the Diocese of Rockford made the dispensation for folks to lift that dietary restriction for one day only. And there are ways to make up for that by performing an act of charity.
Because there are so many Irish American Catholics, part of the tradition, is to have corned beef on the great Apostle of Ireland's feast day. Many of the bishops, ours in particular, in the Diocese of Rockford, have said, for this year, since St. Patrick's Day falls on a Friday, you can eat meat. But it's a fun little asterisk to note. He did also encourage transferring the penance to another day.
According to the National Catholic Register, 70% of dioceses in America made this decision this year.
Whoever the local bishop would be, it's left up to their prayer, reflection, and good judgment on what would be the best for the care of souls in their diocese. And Bishop Malloy, thought that making a dispensation would be a good thing for folks.
When I spoke with the Diocese of Rockford, they had one final message: enjoy the corned beef and the green beer, but make sure to keep in mind it is Lent and to understand the value of observing this time in the Catholic religion. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Jess. New renderings shed some light on what Rockford's International Women's Baseball Center will look like. These images were released Sunday. They were created by Jeannie Gang and her team at Studio Gang. Jeannie is a world-renowned architect from Belvidere. The center will be located across the street from Bayer Stadium. The drawings show plenty of open-air areas.
Of the museum and activity center in one combined building location, which would be off of Seminary Street, and utilizing the existing footprint, the historic footprint of Bayer Stadium for the stadium, as well as more of a park-like tree grove, space where people can walk through and enjoy reading about different women in baseball, whether that be the Peaches or others.
Nearly $10 million is needed for the project. According to Mayor Tom McNamara, about $2 million of that has been raised so far.
If you filled up your gas tank recently, you may have noticed a price increase. Our local average is $3.62 a gallon. That's up nearly 14 cents from last week. According to Gas Buddy, the cheapest station is $3.35. The most expensive is $3.79. Experts say while oil prices edged slightly lower, refinery maintenance and the higher cost of seasonal blends of fuel are offsetting that drop. Analysts believe that means we could continue to see increases short term.
We continue to follow developments in last month's disappearance of 3 American women on a trip to Mexico. They still haven't been found.
Texas warns people not to travel to Mexico for spring break. Government leaders say increased cartel violence has made the country unsafe. The U.S. State Department encourages people who do travel to register with an embassy before leaving. Sisters Maritza and Marina Perez Rios and friend Dora Sainz crossed the border in Texas February 24th to sell clothes at a flea market in the town of Montemorelos. One woman called her husband on the trip down. That was the last communication any of the women had with their families. The Washington Post says there are 550 Americans missing in Mexico. The White House assures Americans their money is safe.
This comes after Friday's failure of Silicon Valley Bank, the second largest bank failure in U.S. history. Now federal authorities are stepping in. Anna Warnicki's in Washington with more.
Americans can have confidence that the banking system is safe.
President Biden says the U.S. deployed emergency measures to stop a potential banking crisis, including the seizure of another regional bank on Monday, Signature Bank of New York.
All customers who had deposits in these banks can rest assured. I want to rest assured they'll be protected.
But California Democrat Ro Khanna, who represents Silicon Valley, said on CBS Face the Nation that the investors and executives of the bank need to be held accountable.
I have no sympathy for the executives, no sympathy for people who have stock there. But the depositors are protected.
Democrats blame the Silicon Valley Bank collapse on Trump administration efforts to relax regulations on small and medium-sized banks. Republicans say the Biden administration is to blame.
The Biden administration, they need to take ownership in what this economy is doing. They're the ones that have been printing money. They're the ones that have got a budget that keeps borrowing.
And some Republicans say the government shouldn't step in.
We cannot keep bailing out private companies because there's no consequences to their actions.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, it has been a cold one out there these last couple of days. Today, no exception. That blustering north and northwest wind held our temperatures in the 30s. Winds from the north coming in at around 10 to 20 miles per hour. We'll see that wind speed kind of decrease a bit as high pressure builds closer to us. But we're 31 in Rockford, Monroe, Freeport, Monroe, 30 degrees right now in Rockford. Wind chill factors have been in the teens and 20s all afternoon. So there's definitely been that wind winter-like chill out there. Our weather watcher Ben in South Beloit this last hour, 31 degrees. Dew point temperature sits at 22. Our weather watcher Jim here in Rockford, 33. A dry dew point at 18. No rain, no snow today, although we have had a couple of flurries from time to time, and that is something that'll continue here over the next couple of hours just as we rotate on the backside of that low pressure system. But looking through the week ahead, we are really not going to see much of a warm up. In fact, tomorrow temperature is still below average. We get a little bump in that number going into Wednesday, but we round out the week with those below average temperatures. Average highs should be in the mid and upper 40s. We also could be waking up to wind chills tomorrow morning in the single digits. Yeah. It'll be a cold start tomorrow, especially if we can get that temperature to drop back into the mid-teens. Skies will eventually clear out, although I think we hang on to some of that cloud cover just a little bit here through the night tonight. Going with a low of about 17 degrees, but if we scatter out that cloud cover early enough, we could see a couple of locations fall back into the low teens tomorrow morning, and that's where we would get those single-digit wind chills. Winds will ease late tonight into early tomorrow as that high-pressure system builds in. Good news for tomorrow. We see plenty of sunshine, high temperatures back up around 35, still sitting below that average. We've got plenty of cloud cover still in place, and even the snow too, as we take a live look with our SkyTrack camera out in Freeport at the Park Hills Golf Course. This is brought to us by Rockford Career College. Going through the night tonight, we hold on to the cloud cover, and from time to time we've had a couple of flurries fly through the sky. Drop visibility just a bit in a few locations, but not expecting any accumulation from that here as we go through the overnight. This rotating around an area of low pressure. We're on the back side of that now as that continues to swing on the other side of the Great Lakes. High pressure building into the west of us will eventually work in, but notice we still have those clouds hanging a little bit further up to the north. So it may take a little while before we actually begin to see our skies clear out. Going into tomorrow morning, I do think temperatures will fall back at least through the upper teens, low 20s tomorrow, but still falling back below average. By the afternoon, we'll see sunshine. Winds will be light. They'll turn back around to the south, though, as we get on the backside of that high pressure system going Tuesday night into Wednesday. Wednesday morning, we bring in a little cloud cover. We're pretty dry Wednesday, so I don't think we'll see any snow flurries during that time. But Wednesday night into Thursday, that's our next best chance for some rainfall at this point as we get another area of low pressure to build in. We'll see a couple of light rain showers during the first half of the day on Thursday. Those will build into the afternoon and evening. Could pick up about a ½ an inch of rainfall with this by Thursday evening, Thursday night. Here comes a strong cold front Thursday night that'll really drop that temperature down going into Friday. Wind will pick up as a result of that as well, and temperatures will go from the 40s. Actually, we could near that 50-degree mark once we get close to midnight Thursday into Friday, back down into the mid-30s for Friday afternoon. So quite the chill. Few more nights there with those overnight lows, guys dropping back into the teens, and then a gradual warming trend going into next week.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
Bears general manager Ryan Poles moved swiftly. He did it by trading away the first pick in the draft a good 6 weeks before the draft. He's done it again today on this first day the teams could negotiate with free agents. First, he added former Eagles linebacker T.J. Edwards. Edwards was the NFL's 6th leading tackler last season with 159 tackles for a team that won the NFC Championship. He reportedly gets a 3-year deal worth almost $20 million. Edmonds is only 26 years old. He's an Illinois guy from Lake Villa. Poles didn't stop there when it came to adding linebacker help. Then he reached an agreement with former Bills linebacker Tremont Edmonds. Edmonds is a 2-time Pro Bowler. He had 102 tackles and a sack last season in 13 games played. Edmonds was the Bills' first-round draft pick in 2018. Then Poles addressed the offensive line. He got former Tennessee Titan Nate Davis to agree to a 3-year contract worth $30 million. Davis started 12 games last season. He started 54 games in his career, helping pave the way for All-Pro running back Derrick Henry. Pro Football Focus rated Davis the 17th best guard in the NFL last season. That brings us to Aaron Rodgers. Trey Wingo of the NFL Network says it's a done deal that Rodgers is going to the Jets. Other NFL insiders say there's nothing official yet. My guess is the Packers and the Jets have agreed on a trade. Now they're waiting to see if Rodgers wants to play for the Jets or if he'll retire. The one move that the Packers did make today was re-signing return specialist Keyshawn Nixon to a 1-year contract. They'll pay him $6 million plus incentives. Nixon was the best kick returner in the NFL last season, averaging almost 29 yards per kick return. He had 5 returns that covered more than 50 yards, and he also had a 105-yard return against the Vikings. We don't have any local men who will be playing in the NCAA tournament, but we do have 2 local women who will play in the women's field. Hanaunika graduate Jordan King and her Marquette Golden Eagles are in. They're a number 9 seed, and they'll play number 8 seed South Florida this Friday in Columbia, South Carolina. King is Marquette's leading scorer at 16 points per game. She was named to the All-Big East first team this season. Boylan graduate Peyton Kennedy will also experience NCAA tournament action with the St. Louis Billikens. They're in as a 13 seed. They'll play Tennessee Saturday at Tennessee. Kennedy's a junior who averages 10 points per game for St. Louis. Her team got in the tournament by winning the Atlantic 10 tournament.
It's just really amazing, and to do it with a group of women that you love and having a coaching staff that supports you in everything you do, it's truly amazing.
Warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. We've got a couple of flurries out there this evening. Those will stay with us, but no accumulation. Skies will stay mostly cloudy here as we go through this evening. We may see those skies clear out a bit through the overnight. That could bring our temperatures into the teens tonight and single-digit wind chills possible by tomorrow morning. So a cold start to our Tuesday. We see plenty of sunshine, a few clouds for the afternoon. Highs back up near 35. Down to 22 Tuesday night. A little breezy on Wednesday. Could see a rain shower late. Temperatures in the mid and upper 40s. We carry that mild weather over into Thursday, but we have rainfall with that, and then temperatures drop by Friday and Saturday.
All right, thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.